We are 1 month away from Eagles training camp. I cannot wait to dive into all the different positional battles and really see who takes the nod, who goes above and beyond to step up for this team. And we'll kind of get a preview into what next season could look like, start to see, the coaches, some of the things they're incorporating, etc. But we need to talk about one player because ESPN put out a final signing for each and every team leading into training camp next month. And the player they proposed for the Eagles may surprise you a bit. It is a safety, but not the guy that we talked about just last week. So give me your thoughts down below. What do you think the final touches are for this team? Do they need to add, etc.? Give me your thoughts and welcome into A to Z Philly. I'm RB. We cover the Eagles every single day. So let's go on over to Eagle Wire and talk about Eddie Jackson. That is right, safety formerly of the Chicago Bears. He was named as the final move for the Philadelphia Eagles before heading into training camp next month. And let's hear what Glenn has to say about Eddie Jackson. He says the Eagles have one of the most complete rosters, but there are holes to be filled. And even after signing C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the safety position could use an experienced veteran presence. ESPN recently suggested one final offseason move, and adding a particular safety could put Philly over the top, a.k.a. signing Eddie Jackson. Do the Eagles need another safety? Obviously, like they said, we signed C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, who's going to be stellar on this defense. Had a really good year, helped the Lions, but he's back in Philly. Reed Blankenship is on more of a prove-it year. I would not be mad bringing in another safety for depth purposes. But as I said about Justin Simmons, if the deal's not there, it's not something that needs to be forced. I don't think they're desperate right now. Keep in mind, they have other players on this roster, just like a Sidney Brown, right, who's coming back from injury, trying to prove himself as well. But I do think it is interesting how the market is kind of dealing with itself right now, right? Is it because the safety position is too saturated? Is that why these guys aren't signing? Or is it that teams have now shifted their way of thinking, saying that, well, we could just find a guy, right? And late in the draft, we'll find a gem. Eddie Jackson, former 4th-round pick. Is that their mentality now? I guess we'll have to wait and see how the rest of it plays out. But again, Simmons still unsigned, Eddie Jackson, a couple of these other guys as well. But ESPN says, quote, what the Eagles could use is defensive depth. At safety, for example, Sidney Brown coming back from an ACL injury, leaving little depth behind C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Reed Blankenship. Jackson, a former Bears star, would help stabilize the unit. He could play strong safety if Gardner-Johnson lines up in the slot, or he might even beat out Blankenship for the free safety position. Jackson was released by the Bears in a cost-cutting move. He is 30 years old and has spent his entire 7-season career with the Chicago Bears, who picked him in the 4th round of the 2017 draft. He has started all 100 games he has appeared in, and in 2023 had an interception and 37 tackles in 12 games. He may be washed, to be honest. Good veteran leader, good locker room guy, sure. And it says here that he is familiar with Vic Fangio's scheme. I think he played for 2 seasons under Vic Fangio, so maybe another guy that Fangio would like to have back just to bring in some more stability in the secondary, but it's not something I see the Eagles going out there and forcing. It's not something they have to have, and I'm still questioning why guys like this are available. If they are that good, if they bring that much to the table, why are teams not signing these guys? The Justin Simmons, the Eddie Jackson. Now, again, not taking anything away. This guy's a former 2-time Pro Bowler, right? Justin Simmons, former Pro Bowler, but they are available for a reason. And I think what it's going to come down to is something, again, like we saw with C.J. Gardner-Johnson last year, where he messed up. He had to take a cheaper deal. He had to take a bargain to try to prove himself again. And I think that's what we're going to see here with Eddie Jackson or with Justin Simmons and some of these other guys, because nobody's going to sign them. I don't see them getting signed if they keep their market level where it's at and they're not willing to budge. So would Eddie Jackson be a nice veteran piece? Sure. Is it needed? No. And I think we're just at the point where guys are getting proposed to certain teams just because there's not much to really conversate about right now. So we'll see what happens, but I wouldn't, doubt Howie Roseman making a couple final moves. I just don't know if it's a 30-year-old safety to come in and be a backup. But give me your thoughts down below. Do you think the Eagles need Eddie Jackson or not? Appreciate everybody tapping in. Also, real quick, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor of today's video. It is the great BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using our code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlays, live bets, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So go ahead and find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions.